right.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
As I'll ever be.
All you, brother.
Welcome to episode 24 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I am your host, Chenzo, and I'm here with my new co-host.
This is the third episode.
I know,
new?
it's our third. It's still new, yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Kyle Shea's not here anymore. He was just visiting, even though Kev was saying he was back for good. He's not.
Kyle Shea, he's back in our hearts for good.
The dog.
He's a dog.
We're all some dogs. But I'm here with Kevin Liss, my boy, and
Our guest today, another dog.
UNH, University of New Haven alumni, fellow alumni,
Nashville resident.
bassist,
That's true.
songwriter.
I wouldn't go that far.
Working on it.
Have you ever written a song?
I've played on songs that I've kind of collaborated.
So you're a
writing.
songwriter.
Oh, cool. It
If
counts.
DJ Khaled's son is a songwriter, then you are a songwriter.
Does Slim McGraw count as a songwriter?
Slim McGraw. I'm still very mad at Slim McGraw about that whole shots fiasco.
I am too.
All right.
That was a
But
But anyway,
without
enough
further
of-
ado, we have the one and only Joe Moran on the podskeee today. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Welcome, Joe.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, brother. Let's cheers to that. I mean, we haven't smashed, baby.
Smash.
Smash.
I was about to turn my can sideways so you could read smash on the camera, but then I realized it's an open can.
Big brain moves.
Oh boy, a little spillage, but yes. So, me and Joe were in the same grade at New Haven.
Oh, yeah.
We also went down as a part of the Nashville program together. Oh my goodness.
We're having that out. Let's just start over from the top.
From the top, dude.
From the top.
That's why you don't sip a beer right before you start talking. No, we keep it rolling.
I'm crying right now.
All right.
So,
Welcome to episode 24 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Liss,
I'm also your host, Chenzo.
and today our guest is Joe Moran.
The one and only.
Correct.
We're keeping all that.
We're keeping all that.
And
Oh my God.
where do we start, Joe? How does it feel to be here right now?
Oh, I'm so happy to be in Nashville. It's way better than up north. Like, the fact that it's like 85 on the regular is just the best. And granted, I know it's like spring, but I just couldn't deal with the weather up there.
Yeah, now that we're gone, though, it's warming up there, too.
No, yeah, because it's New England, that's how it works. But
But fuck that shit.
when we get to the winter, I'm gonna be much happier here.
Oh, yeah.
Until it gets like an inch of snow and everything shuts down and
I'll still
there's no
go out.
bread. There's no toilet paper. It's the apocalypse.
Joe, also a native of Massachusetts,
Sadly,
just like your boy. Nah, Massachusetts got its good parts about it.
yeah, no, it's not the worst place in the world, but it's also
A terrible place and
yeah,
the scum of the earth.
yeah,
Just planet Earth.
basically.
It's just...
It's like Massachusetts. It's not the worst state in New England. That's Connecticut.
where we went to college.
Yeah, see, the one thing.
Is Connecticut New England though?
Well,
Yeah.
God, I don't. Like New York
I
doesn't
consider
want to
New
claim
England like
it.
Rhode Island, Mass,
And New Hampshire,
New
Vermont.
Hampshire, Maine.
Yeah, but like, because if Connecticut's not part of New England, I know like.
Or would you
New
consider
York and
would you consider New
Pennsylvania.
England to just be the original 13 colonies? Because that technically was New England at one point.
No. You got like Virginia in there. Right?
But I mean, that was a newer England back in the 1700s.
It was, but like.
I mean, Jamestown, first settlement.
You're not wrong.
All right.
But it's Virginia. Like, it doesn't count.
Yeah, but either way, Boston, the worst city in New England by far. I think it's the only city.
No, I mean, you got like Providence.
Better than
Harvard.
Boston. Better
No,
than Boston.
oh my God, no. Providence is awful.
Boston's not a sports town.
Okay.
It is, it's
Just starting all the slander.
Okay. Well, listen.
only one of the best sports towns in the history of sports.
When you can, like, when was the last time New York won a championship? What, like 09?
I mean, the Cubs won in 2016.
What does that have to do with anything?
I saw the Jets out here for Chicago sports.
Oh, shit, you're right. Well, okay, well, cool. You got the Cubs won 2016. Last time before that?
Well, last time the Cubs won before that was 1908.
Well, you were not born.
But
Your
just
parents weren't even
any
born.
Chicago team with the Blackhawks, they fucked me. They fucked me.
Yeah, the Blackhawks were a wagon for like a few years with Patrick Kane when he was like younger.
Yeah,
But
I think it was that.
do the Bears? I think the Bears won it in like 05 or 06.
They made
Or
it.
they made it.
But they got Peyton Manning. You had Rex Grossman starting the
Yeah.
game, so like it doesn't really count.
Was it Peyton Manning though?
Oh yeah, it was the Colts.
Because I thought the Colts' only win was against. No, never mind. I'm confusing the Saints win as a Colts win.
Yeah.
Hank Basket, what a guy.
Man, I don't give a shit about sports.
Hamza has no idea what's going on right now.
No.
So,
So yeah, it's like, it was that one tweet where it's like, guys will just sit around and just name athletes for 3 hours.
And like we'll enjoy every second of
Yeah.
it.
I will not.
And then we'll turn around and throw a rock in water, and we'll be even more amazed.
But all right, let's start talking about Nashville more.
Okay. What do you want?
I think let's
Or,
bring it way
yeah,
back.
let's bring it way back.
Let's bring it how we got to where you are. What were your like beginnings in music? Like when you were young?
So, like, I didn't really get into music until, like, 7th, 8th grade. And it's because my buddies were in a band, and I saw them in, like, the talent show. Like, a band. It was just two really not good guitar players. But I'm like, I want to do that with you guys next year. And they're like, okay, cool, yeah, but you have to learn bass because we already have 2 guitars.
No drummer.
We did not have that.
So it was
A
like
band
a,
with
it was
2
like a free
guitars.
situation.
Yeah, they were like, literally, like, we have guitarists. I mean, I suppose I could have been a drummer, but they were like, no, play bass. Like, you look like the kind of guy to play bass.
And then
And
there's a
then-
match made in heaven from there.
Well, yeah, like my buddy, one of them, my buddy Tim, he stopped playing guitar and he went to a different high school. But I stuck together with Kyle, and we kind of started Fat Boys from there. So, yeah, I picked up bass, I took to it, and then I just kind of, did a lot of Mockingbird music stuff, like bands there. I took my lessons there, and then
What is Mockingbird music for those of us that aren't aware?
Oh, that is this little music store that they did lessons. They let me put on shows and stuff later on. I'm really good friends with the owner, so that was just like
Like your local studio.
Yeah, just like everyone's got that local music shop that everything's happening at, and that was Mansfield's. It was Mansfield's version of Bellows.
Shout out Mansfield.
Man, well, they're in Easton now. They got out of Mansfield because Mark is a smart businessman and knew Mansfield is not a good place to be.
Shout out Xfinity Center. That's where me and Kyle were working in Mansfield.
Dude, will not shout out Shaw's. Spent too many years there.
A negative
I
shout
think we
out.
just did by bringing it up.
Shit. Okay.
We'll edit it out.
Shaw's 1, me 0. Shaw's 2, me 0. It took 5 years of my life away.
Hey, at least you're making bread, dude. So then what would... Money!
Money!
So- inside joke. But,
Yes, we started Fat Boys.
well, yeah, what was like getting into high school after the starting playing bass? What was that like?
Yeah, so I just kept doing these Mockingbird bands where we would, be like different people each time. But I always kept me, Kyle, and the drummer at the time would always do it together. We would just have like different singers come through. And then we met Pat, and I got Pat to do it as our singer. And and we we just kept doing that. And we met Andrew, our other guitar player, who was friends with Pat. And then someone asked Andrew to play like a graduation party, so like a 3-hour paid gig kind of thing, because he was in a pit band for a musical that this girl was in. But none of the people that were in the pit band could do it. So Andrew asked, me and Kyle and Adam if we could do it. So then that was our first Fat Boy show, was this girl's brother's graduation party. And then we're like, yeah, this is cool. Like, let's like start writing music and not just play really bad covers.
Cover songs, yeah.
So what are you guys covering?
Oh, it was rough. We had to learn like 40 songs in 3 weeks. Like we did some Lenny Kravitz. We did OK Go, like the treadmill music video song, whatever I forget what it's called. Like Modest Mouse. Different songs than what we were doing at the bar stuff towards the end. And we played them terribly. Like the only songs that we did well were like Sweet Child of Mine, because we'd played it a million times before. But that set list was so fucking long ago. I don't even remember. But then, like the day after, we're like, let's just set up in my backyard for Memorial Day party. So we played all the fucking songs again. And we're like, yeah, this is fun. Let's keep doing this and let's write music. And then at the end of that summer, we had written a couple songs. We had another big backyard show, and we were like, all right, cool. People like the music that we wrote. So senior year of high school, we kind of took off and started playing in the local scene and stuff. And that's where we met a lot of really cool people, like our producer, Matt Blanchett, at Revelry Studios up in Manchester, New Hampshire, where we recorded our albums at. He was on the bill of our very first show. So we got to meet a lot of really cool and really good bands out on the local scene. And then, college and whatnot, I ended up coming down here because, Nashville music.
All right, let's slow down a little bit.
We just skipped over 4.
Oh, college.
Very important.
Well, I mean,
formative years.
Well, I mean, yes, but like in terms of Fat Boys, college was kind of like whatever. We got a new drummer. We played less and less, and then we got these bar gigs that we did the last year. So that was basically Fat Boys.
So it started like mid high school.
Yeah, like me and Kyle. I guess if you want to say me and Kyle started it, we started it in like 7th
Kyle,
grade.
no relation to Kyle Shea, right?
No, different Kyle.
Okay.
Also a unit, though. Just an absolute menace of a man.
Kyle Shea, I love you.
You're talking about, referring to Fat Boys, you're talking about the band Fat Boys and Little Men.
That is, yes. Fat Boys and Little Men. I don't know how we came up with the name, and I hate saying the whole thing. So we shorthanded it to Fat Boys.
It rolls off the tongue better.
It really does.
You don't want to end it there with Little Men.
Yeah.
It's a little bad connotation to it.
Dude, we
a little R. Kelly-ish.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We had for a little bit like a church group followed us on Instagram. It kind of threw me off a little bit. And when we went
wait.
because
a church group, like a youth group or like a church band or like
no, like a church.
Okay.
I don't know why they followed us, but then
okay, it just clicked. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
Because like a band, someone was putting us on a flyer for a show we were doing. It was actually for Higher Ground in Vermont, which is like a big venue, so it was kind of bad that they fucked it up that bad, but they put fat men and little boys. They were like, no, we can't be promoting that. No.
Honestly, that's probably just all these people are like, hold on, what is this? We need to check this out. We gotta vet this.
Yeah. So that was all. That was.
That reminds me of the school CM in Mass, private school.
Maybe.
Catholic Memorial.
Yes.
I remember my cousin went there, and he was showing me, like, this was, like, recently, that there was, like an advertisement that they had, like, outside, like, a little billboard, like, for the school, and it said, "We know boys." Because it's, like, an all-boys school, and we were just, like, That is just the worst way to advertise.
Who signed off on that?
Who knows, dude?
All publicity is good publicity.
That's the baby's motto.
That's my motto with Live Nation right now.
Yeah, we're trying to blow up. Give us a sponsor. We'll quit our jobs.
Unemployed.
Gang.
Unemployed gang, let's go.
Unfortunately, not in that gang.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. Greatest line in Seinfeld.
So let's talk about your decision to go to.
So how do
New
you find
Haven.
out about New Haven?
Yeah.
I looked up because I knew I wanted to do something with music, but I'm like, I'm not trying to like audition for like Berkeley or something. I'm not that good. And so I looked up like music business schools because I was bored and then we had a computer class, so I just started Googling it, and New Haven came up, and I'm like, oh, this campus looks really nice. Program looks good. So it was one of I only applied to 3 schools, I think. And New Haven was one I wanted to go to. It was that and Linden State up in Vermont. And Linden State was, those visits were rough.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like 1,400 kids. Like my high school was bigger. And it sucked. Like they had a week off like every 2 months for like suicide awareness because people had like straight up like cabin fever and went nuts.
Damn.
Because it was this school and then this little town that had like one gas station, one diner, and that was basically it. Hey, Lindenville, Vermont is not a great place. So I chose to go to West Haven, Connecticut instead. Also not a great place, but a better school.
No, West Haven was the greatest place on earth. The West Haven locals are my favorite people ever.
They are fun.
Running across the fucking street and shit.
Dude, I swear to God, I saw like a little wild pack of chihuahuas in one of those neighborhoods we have to drive through to get into the city.
Pack of chihuahuas.
No collars,
Yeah.
but there was like 6 of them.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, what?
West Haven was the greatest place ever.
Dude, I remember there was the one guy who would go up and down Boston Post Road with his cart.
Yeah.
That guy was my hero.
Was this the same guy
I
that
thought Kevin was your hero.
No. Never meet your heroes, by the way. But was this the same guy that had like the little, like when you say cart, do you mean like shopping cart or like
Yeah, it was like a shopping
or
cart.
like the mechanical ones that like you like drive them?
No, it was a
Because there was
push.
a guy that would drive them, and he was my nemesis. Because he would always be by those buildings like across from Bethel, where Roxy was always at.
Oh, Roxy, I miss her.
And he's like over by the CVS there.
Okay.
And every time I saw him, he'd be like, "Oh, you dropped something," and I'd look down and be like, "Ha, gotcha," and just drive off in his little like ADA like wheelchair cart that you get at, like ShopRites. And I was just like, I hate this guy. Guy's having a good time, but like not at my expense. But aside from that, West Haven locals, the greatest people.
Yeah, like I said, they're so much fun. They don't care. They
Little,
don't care.
little K2 on the New Haven Green action.
K2
too.
blazing New Haven.
My God.
Yeah, that was a shit show, huh? But
That was such a funny email.
Was that freshman year or was that our sophomore year?
It was my sophomore junior year. So
yeah, so
I feel like it was our spring freshman year.
it was around then.
I'm not okay.
me and Joe were class of 2021.
I was a class of 2020.
Yes, sir. So in the fall of 2017, me and Joe both start at New Haven. Little did we know that we literally live a town over from each other in Mass, but never had met each other. Obviously, like I did not know many people from Mansfield growing up in Norton, and then we were living on the same floor.
Well, no.
Wait,
You were living on the same floor as Jamie. I just spent a lot of time there. I was in Bethel. I wasn't in the music LLC.
No way.
I just spent all my time there, yeah.
Bethel gang.
Yeah, dude, DS3 repping. That was...
Damn. I would have
FS2.
thought you were living in the
Yeah, because I
LLC.
spent all my time there.
So how come you didn't do the LLC?
I didn't want to get stuck with the guy who's like, yo, this is like the best band and this is the only band and your opinion is wrong because I think it is. I didn't want to get in a room with someone that like I don't mind hanging out with like maybe once a week for like a couple hours, and then I can like not see them and I can recharge my tolerance for them, and then I can go hang out with them again. I don't want to live with that person.
Understandable.
So like, I lucked out because my suite was, I did the LLC, but we were in Bethel. But my suite was only half of the rooms in it were part of the LLC. The other half of it was just like random people. Mm-hmm. So when I was like, had to get away from my roommate, and I was just like, oh, there's other people I can just chill with that aren't like in that same vein where it's like, oh, you don't share my opinion? I can't talk to you now.
Yeah. No, it was fun because I got to meet a lot more, like, kind of crazy characters.
That's the best part about college, too, is meeting such diverse people that you're not used to, like, growing up in a small town.
Yeah, no, like Raph was one of my suite mates. Absolute unit. One of the funniest people I've ever spoken to. He didn't try and be funny. He was just naturally a goof.
Kind of like you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dude, it's been so fun chilling with you.
Yeah, no, like that's like I love just sitting on the balcony. We got little balconies out here, and it's just nothing better than just sitting out there in a nice breeze, a couple of beers,
yep.
And the homies.
Some tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you were tight with a lot of the people that were in the LLC, the music LLC, living on my floor. So that's like we were chilling a bunch. And then we had Life on Earth together.
Juan Hernandez.
Shout out.
Oh, dude, I remember my freshman year, they put me in like, it was the Life on Earth, but it was like a leadership course.
Ooh.
And our teacher for that was like, she was like, I think her name was like Ashley. She was in charge of all like the Title IX stuff at the school. Like she was the one doing the seminars, all like the clubs and everything on campus.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
But like the first day, it was like a 1-credit course. And she's like, oh, so we have this like group project where it's worth 70% of your grade. And I met my group and I hated them. It was like very clear, like, oh, they're not going to do anything. So I just dropped the course. Because I was like, I'm not doing all this work.
For 1 credit.
For 1 credit.
Yeah. No, like when we had to get, Juan was a good guy. He let us pick our groups. We had to do our final project.
And it was me, you.
Because you and Jeff paired up, and then me and Ryan paired up.
Shout out Jeff and Ryan.
Oh, yeah. They'll be down here soon.
Oh, yeah, they will.
But, like, we were 2 half groups, and we were like, you want to pair up? We did, and then we found out that we live a town away. So because like we talked, but we didn't, like, talk that much before then. And I feel bad. Because I, like, did not
That was first semester, though. That was,
yeah.
Like, dude, and I was a menace then, dude. Like, that was pre-fucking Sad Boy Chenzo. I was still very much happy. Not that I'm happy now, though.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, are you? Is this when we take the turn? Is it
No.
Chenzo therapy time?
Yeah,
no.
That seems like a perfect segue. So
Yeah,
Chenzo.
so Chenzo.
No, it's not. No, we're talking about Joe.
What's going on in your life that you're happy about? Let's talk a little
I'm
bit.
chilling with my boys. We're living in fucking Smash, dude. We've been having a wild time.
No, dude, we're going out to FGL house. We're meeting some people.
And this is just like the pregame. It's still spring, dude.
Dude, we're going to the pool.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Especially after a night of drinking. Nothing better than going in that pool, washing away all the shame.
Hitting the gym ski, dude.
We started in the gym. So how come you started hitting the gym? Because it took you a while. Like, what clicked?
Dude, it's just time to get after it.
Get after what?
It,
What
bro.
are you going after? What are you going after, Chenzo?
Getting after it.
What's it?
Just trying to have fun, man. God damn it, dude. Look good. Look good, feel good. Fucking get after it. Let's return. So, we were in Life on Earth together. I feel like we've gotten better as friends since then. You know, that was the beginning, and as times progressed, like we got closer.
Yeah.
Because you were living in Winch too, sophomore year.
Well, yeah.
Which I was also living there.
But I don't think I ever went to your room in Winch. Like, what floor were you on?
4.
Yeah, I was on 3.
I remember I came down to your room a couple times.
That's right.
Were you were living with Evan then?
Well, no, Evan was living across the hall, but he just basically lived in our room.
Well, I was in one of those rooms. I'd come chill with you guys like every now and then.
Yeah. The sophomore year was a wild ride.
Yeah, sophomore year was probably my favorite year of college because it was before COVID. And I was living in a 6-person room with Jeff, Steve, Will, Tony, Jake. And that was like, you don't know Tony probably, but
I don't think I know Tony.
the rest of us, Jake, Palin, we were all music majors living together. Wild times. Oh boy, where did we leave off? We were talking about freshman and sophomore year. I wanted to ask, like, what were like some moments that stuck out to you those 2 years? Or just like,
well, I mean, I thought it was fun.
Well, you were in a band at New Haven too, right?
I was in a couple. So, like I said, freshman year, Fochella. I think it was Fochella.
I don't think we had Fochella that.
It was something.
It was a fall fest?
No, because it was in the spring, or it was like March, April time.
Well, it's just been.
It was on the quad. It was a big show.
Maybe we did have Fochella then, because I know we didn't have Fochella my freshman year.
Yeah, I think it was definitely. I think it was Fochella. Because I remember they were doing a bunch of tours that day for the school too, and for whatever reason they let Pyramid Dog play. Which is my first band that I was in, that I started with my friend Jamie.
Shout out Jamie.
Yeah.
Shout out Jamie.
We were originally just called Jamie Page and Joe's Hose. But then we got a drummer, so we had to like change the name. Shout out Rye Guy for being our drummer.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was our second show that we ever played, but like the quad, it was like full. And they had all these tours going by. So like, that was really cool. So I'm like, this is college. Like, people actually come to shows, and that wasn't the case all the time. Yeah, what are the moments in those first 2 years? I really didn't do much with college.
Well, sophomore year, though, was that time we did the On the Fritz show.
What was the first house show you went to? Did you go to the Gal?
The what?
What was the first house show?
House show.
Do you remember when that was, or?
My first
house.
I was pissed because I didn't go to a lot of house shows. I think the first one I went to / played at, because like I said, I didn't do anything with my college life. I think it was Fritz House. I want to say it was the Fritz House, and if it wasn't the Fritz House, it was the Sun. Those are the two that I went to the Sun more than I went to the Fritz House.
Okay.
But we did we both performed at the final on the Fritz show.
Yeah, that was we had to do an acoustic thing because because this is when I was in Witch Culture, so Pyramid Dog is gone at this point basically, and I joined a band that Dan and Rye Guy had, and Aaron, but he didn't go to school there, so we had Sam Chassie playing guitar, but I got to join as a bassist. So we didn't have our drummers, we just did like a little acoustic thing. And I was zooted the whole fucking show. Like, it's a miracle I was able to play.
I remember you were drinking like whiskey, dude.
No, I was drinking screwdrivers in those those liter-sized brisk bottles. I had like 3 of them.
Dude, I remember there was one show where, so, going to my freshman year, like the day before I moved in, my brother opened my door at like 2 a.m. and just threw like a handle of Sky vodka at me and goes, "Make college a bitch." And I was like, "Thank you." And I killed that thing in like a week, my freshman year. Mm-hmm. Actually, like in 2 days.
As you should. Handle should last no longer than a weekend.
So that was so it was like, because LSU, you moved in the day before everybody else. Mm-hmm. And me, like my boy Tyler, like a couple other girls went over to SAE's house. Mm-hmm. And I killed like that entire bottle. I was dead the next day where we're doing our. Remember how you did your whole like orientation and everything, and it's just like hot out. You're sitting out in the
like
sun.
the orientation games and shit.
Yeah, like I'm super hungover. Like I'm like still like I wake up. I'm like still drunk. I'm still throwing up. I went and I literally just took an like over by the library parking lot. There's a little hill with like grass.
Yeah.
During the middle of this orientation, like people are giving speeches or whatever. Like it's like all the OAs or whoever they are.
Yeah.
I just get up and I just lay in the grass and fall asleep. I was destroyed. So my sophomore year, I did the exact same thing. I was like, oh, I'm not learning from my mistakes. And
mistake is a strong word.
I was at like a house show where it was like me and Psychic of Orange Ken just drinking with like the Handle of Sky and just orange juice, just screwdrivers the whole night. And we were just screaming we were screaming words of songs we didn't know, and it was just kind of bad. But
you gotta do what you gotta do.
House show.
Yeah. The screwdriver was the sponsored drink of sophomore year.
Mine was Di Serono. That was I was drinking. Di Serono.
We would buy out the C-store orange juice, and we would ask someone to pick us up 2 handles of Dubra every weekend. One was for me and Dan, and the other was supposed to be for
on the
everyone.
rocks.
Dude, I shot Dubra way too many times. Like it is the second worst thing I've ever put into my body. The worst is Black Velvet.
What about Mad Dog? That shit was awful.
Mad Dog.
MD 2020.
Is it?
It's like it's like 80%. I want to think, and it's like $5.
Oh no! I've done Everclear though.
Oh. Spring weekend was always like that's when you got like the Everclear and the Dubra, and you're not happy, but you're destroyed.
I got the Dubra every weekend. that was Evan's fault. Jamie is the reason I started drinking. So we'll just like Jamie poured me my first drink, and it was literally just a cup of Jack Daniels. And then because I didn't start drinking until college. I didn't drink in high school. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I started.
And now look at you.
Yeah, not me. Drinking till 1 a.m. last night. Back at it again.
Memorial Day.
Exactly. Like I started drinking at 1 in the afternoon, but
oh yeah. So let's talk about getting into the Nashville program and your experience during the Nashville program.
Dude, waiting for that letter.
Did you think you were going to get in when you applied?
I thought I definitely had a chance. I felt bad because Emily, I don't know what the fuck her last name is. I just always called her Emily Rose.
Oh, Croupy.
Yeah, that one. I basically just plagiarized her letter. I'm like, can you send me your letter so like I know what I should write in the thing? And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I basically just used her letter.
Yeah.
So like I felt like I had a chance, but I'm also like there's a lot of really good people that deserve to go in our class. So I'm like there's a chance I don't. That's why I did my best on that last run to start really participating in mic and get on the e-board. So make my Nashville application look a little better. Because you had like people like Tommy Barvik, who was just a superstar student who's involved in everything. So I'm like, he's getting in. So I'm just like going down the mental checklist in my mind of like who are shoo-ins for it and how many spots are actually available. So I got my email that I got in, and I was like, yes. But I didn't hear Dan or Ryan say anything in the other room. So I'm like, I'm just going to not say anything until I hear from them. Because like I don't want to be like, do I got in? And have one of them not get in or something. And then it's just really awkward. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So in Kappa Sig, we always had a joke, Dubra on the rocks. And when we were talking about it, I just texted Jeff. I just said, Dubra on the rocks, ? And dude immediately goes, Liz, if that's not presented to me the minute I step foot into your apartment, June 29th, we're gonna have a serious issue.
So we got to find some Duber down here.
Now we're taking Jeff to the moon.
Y'all wants to come to Melrose. You heard about it on the pod.
Oh, we're going to Melrose.
Oh, dude, I love Melrose. What Blue?
See?
Dude, I got to smack Vinny around and ping pong
Melrose
again.
is what Blue Horse should have been. Pool,
Yeah.
darts, ping pong, shuffleboard, cigs inside, free popcorn, $4 beers,
It's a move.
cigs inside. I don't smoke cigs, but the vibe you have from a pro cigs inside bar is immaculate. It's unrivaled, unmatched. And it's just
And Blue Horse went out of business.
and Blue Horse went out of business because of the pandemic, and
Well, I mean,
they couldn't get a consistent.
they went out
crowd.
of business.
They broke a lot of
because
laws.
they broke the laws more. Like they had a couple of suspensions, but then they just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna keep."
They
going.
broke the laws more times than they had people in the bar.
Yeah. They had one big event like every month, and they got busted for it every time, and then eventually
Well,
they were just like,
they're all Cap Sig events too.
were they?
It was our fraternity would be like, because we were there all the time, and it was just like, yo, Bob, can we have an event here? And it's like, yeah, and you'd be like, if you want to make it under 21, you can, and we're like, we don't know about that, but like, if you say so, we will. And I mean, they went well. They actually made a lot of money for Blue Horse. That's what was. Kappa Sigma was keeping Blue Horse afloat for like 6 months. And then we left because of the pandemic. And then Blue Horse was like, fucked.
Time to break laws.
But, so you got to Nashville.
Yeah. No, because no, we were talking earlier about like trying to like internships. It took so long for me to get my internship.
Where do you intern?
I interned at Studio 2B.
Okay.
Well, technically I did. So I was at they were like they worked with the company I technically interned with, which was like Inner or something. I forget what the fuck it was called. So I never actually ended up interning for them because Studio 2B just kind of stole me. But like I applied to a bunch of places. I didn't hear back from anyone. I had an interview with 30 Tigers. And then I was supposed to have an interview with this like law office that did like music law stuff. And then I applied for this Studio 2B spot because Michelle. Renee was my internship person. Michelle was just like, here you go, fucking places that need interns. And so I applied to that one. I sent her my resume, and she was like, okay, I'll get back to you in a bit. And then one day she was just like, yeah, we're picking you. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah, I'm going to call it. So she called me, and it wasn't even like no interview. She just called me and just wanted to talk to me. It was fucking awesome because it was super low key. So eventually I did it because I was an industry major, so I needed 2. So after Nashville and after that semester and year and all that, I go to get my second internship to start senior year. And I called them or I texted them. I was like, hey, do you guys, because there's only 3 of them. It was 3 of them and me. It's the whole company. So I texted them, like, do you guys have any leads on, like, where I could get a second internship? Because I need another one. They're like, why don't you just stay with us? Like, oh, the school needs me to do, like, 2 separate ones. Like, I can't intern at the same place twice. They're like, what if, like, instead of Renee being your person, we make Skip your person? And what if we just call it something else on the paperwork?
Yeah.
So we did that. So I just ended up interning at the same place both semesters, and they helped me cheat the school.
Love that.
And I remember I was talking to Adam Caress about it, and I was like, he totally knows, but he just didn't care. Because I didn't try and hide it. Once they accepted it and I started doing it, I just was like, yep.
And then the pandemic hit, and we're like, oh, like, yeah, we're not going to.
Like, Broadway literally shut down the day before, like, the Sunday that UNH's spring break started is when they shut Broadway down.
It's
Yeah,
unfortunate. Then me and
Like,
Kev
we saw
would've been-
reports that Broadway's going to shut down. We're like, yeah, we're not coming down.
Yeah,
like,
no
sorry.
way.
No, because it was one of the it was like because we had one of our roommates visit for that spring break, and it was I think like the Thursday or Friday, the end of his spring break. We're like, I want to go out somewhere. And we're like, okay. So we found the Lost Patty. And so we walk in, and the guy's like, come on in, come right in. There's no COVID in here. And we're like, yes.
We gotta go back to that place.
Dude,
I love it.
The guy, like, I went with,
The Yelp reviews are so funny on it though, because there's like reviews where it's like, the owner hits the girls there.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
What?
I was looking at the reviews before I went there with my parents. I was like, oh, this review is wild.
Yeah, like, cause I went with some buddies of mine that after graduation, so half my band and my buddy Scott. So we went down, like, we were looking for somewhere to eat on the last night. We're like, we'll go here. Like, we're not gonna drink because we gotta like get up at like 5 a.m. and start driving back. So we get there, and the owner meets. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen you guys before. And we're like, no, first timers. And he was like, give me a second. So he goes inside, and he comes back out with 5 shot glasses and a fresh bottle of Powers whiskey. And he pours us all a shot, and he pours himself one. And he goes on the house, does this like Irish proverb, and then we take a shot with the owner.
Let's go back to you and be like, it's my first. I've never been, so it's
Dude, every time I've gone, I've had different hair, so they'll never know.
So somebody over 2 years ago, they put a review that was like, great pub and attentive staff, whatever, and then it updated 2 months ago. Update: the manager/owner gets drunk at the bar and gets violent with his servers and bartenders. He's done this on more than one occasion in front of the customers. And despite how much I love the employees, the owner will keep me from ever going back. I can't give my money to someone like that. I don't care about that review. Fuck them.
No, exactly. Dude, I watched them. There was like a group of like, mid 20-year-olds or college kind of people that came in when I was there a couple weeks ago. And they were like, they kind of looked at the menu or whatever. They couldn't figure out what they were doing. So they started to leave. And the owner ran out after them. And he managed to get them back inside.
Yeah, well, because I think people don't realize that there's no like, there's no wait staff. You just go to the bar, say what you want, and they're like, okay, here's a little table marker.
They've got the little menu there. You order your beer, you order your food, you go sit at whatever table you want to, and then they bring it to you. It's beautiful.
We got to go there on Sundays for NFL.
Yes, absolutely.
This man Kev's babysitting today, dude.
Yeah, man.
He's still on his first beer.
Oh, dude, come on. I'm going to have to crack that third one for you.
Third?
Well, it's going to be my third.
Yeah,
okay, well, here's what we'll do. I'll let this get a little warmer, and I'll shotgun it.
There we go. All right.
Then that'll be during when we take our break.
Yeah.
Pee break.
Pee break.
Little pee break. Are we going to hang up can we address the new flag yet?
Dude, it makes me think of that last Saturday.
Man, I love frogs.
I love frog. I almost brought a frog home, man.
Hey, crack that beer. You're supposed to shotgun it, dude.
Soft.
All right, we're taking a pee break.
Lied. Shocker.
We're taking a pee break. You're shotgunning when we get back.
Oh, my God. Be ready for that.
We are back.
So, Joe, you're a musician, right?
I am a musician.
I have a question for you here.
All right, what do you got?
So, little backstory here. So, on Broadway and stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of times they're like, hey, you need to just put together a band for like the 10 to 2 spot at like this bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you had to put together like any musicians, like super group, like vocalist, guitarist, bassist, drummer, and then like second guitarist or like keys or who's in that?
Okay.
So pretty much just
I think bass. I'm gonna have to go Flea. I'm a Chili Peppers guy. I love Flea, so I'll probably go Flea for bass. Like my boy Brent. Actually, no. Vocals. I'll do like a duo. I'll do Gracie Lawrence and her brother. I forget the brother's name, but just the band Lawrence. He's a killer keys player, great vocalist, and she's an unreal vocalist, so you can do whatever you need to do with those two. Guitarists, I'll probably do my guy Zach Myers from Shinedown. It's because I love him. And a second guitar player. Oh, fuck. Who would be a fun second guitar player? Oh, I don't know about the second guitar player. We'll go to drummer. Drummer. I'm an asshole. I'm just going to say Dave Grohl on drums.
It doesn't have to be second guitar. It could be like second guitar, keys, percussion.
You know, because I look at it just because the band that I was in for the longest time was 2 guitars, bass, drums, vocal, and I already got my keys player. So I do want a second guitar, but I want to think of someone that's like more like rhythmically based and not like a lead shredder, which is just where my mind is going right now. So I guess maybe, not to double dip on Chili Peppers, maybe John Frusciante, just because he's a killer rhythm player. Or Brad Paisley. It's a toss-up between Frusciante or Brad Paisley for guitar.
I got mine. It's
What do you got?
drums, Dave Grohl.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page here.
Bass, Lemmy.
Oh, I love Lemmy.
Because Dave Grohl and Lemmy have also worked together before Probots.
Yeah, that's true.
Then main guitar, Trey Anastasio of Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Vocals, Amy Winehouse. And then second, like rhythm guitar, I forget his name, but it's the rhythm guitars for the Strokes.
Oh, okay.
Because they're just the da 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 da.
Yeah.
Just that's all they play. The dude's just great at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a human metronome.
You cannot go wrong with a good rhythm player.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chenzo, rap super group. Who you got in it?
What?
Five rappers. Who's your super group of rappers?
A super group?
Yeah, like they're all rapping together.
Like,
what is your NWA?
What?
But you have to it's not NWA. It's just your rappers.
Dude.
Who's your crew? You
I can't give my Broadway group, dude.
I mean, you could.
I know,
could.
I definitely couldn't name. It'd be Joe Moran on bass.
Oh, fuck
Steven
yeah, let's
Rago
go.
on drums.
We made it.
Me on vocals. Kev on the keys.
You ready to sing Luke Combs?
What? Yeah. When it rains and pours, dude, that song's a bop.
So like Chenzo, 5 rappers, just to put like your Beast Coast essentially.
I mean, Beast Coast is fire.
So like you're making your own version of like Beast Coast. Who's on it with you?
With me, like I'm a part
Or,
of
like,
it.
I mean, you could be in it if you wanted
be,
to.
if you want to put yourself in it, but if you don't,
Let me think. I'm gonna say Cousin Stiz, bro. Mass represent. Shout out Stiz. We're gonna make a song together one day, and it's one.
Chenzo, can you name 5 rappers?
Of course I can, bro. As a group, though, like
Just 5 individuals to make a group.
just trying to think of like who's like young and I think's popping right now and like could get more recognition. That's why I said Stiz for sure.
I swear to God, if you do not say the baby right now.
Fuck the baby.
Dude, you're not gonna redeem the debate.
Dude, this is how he gets his redemption arc.
I
Turns out
really
I'm setting you up for
do
the
not.
baby
Like,
redemption.
he's got some great verses and like go do your thing, but like as an artist overall, I do not really enjoy him.
Oh, me neither. But I do hope he redeems himself.
Go for it.
Dude, we're just in it for the long
I'm
haul.
wishing the best for everybody, dude.
He's gone 2 weeks without committing any hate crimes and being a good boy. So I hope he can continue that for all of Pride Month.
What do you think the odds are on that?
Like 4% chance it happens.
They're like, so like the odds of him being a good boy for all of Pride Month, it's like plus 5,000 odds.
Plus like 7,500.
Number two.
What are
Okay,
the odds
okay.
of what are the odds of the Lions win the Super Bowl?
That's a good question.
It's about the same as that.
I can pull that up.
Number
But-
2, Lil Skies. I'm going to say shout out to Skies, bro. He'd be dope. And I'm curious of what him and Cousin Stiz would sound like together. And then 3. Oh, man. I'm really struggling over it. MDK. Let's add
Okay.
MDK to the mix. Just because he can do it all. And fucking... That'd be also very interesting to hear him with the other two. And then... Say, let's just add Wiz as, like, the OG of the group. He could be in there. Because Wiz is, like, one of the greatest to ever do it, in my opinion.
Just one more.
And we'll add me in there. And that'd be a fucking squadron, dude. That would be a squad. Imagine us 5 on a song together.
So for me, for my rap,
Legendary.
if I'm making a rap, like 5 top rappers group, I'm starting off with Eminem. Then I'm having all the Beastie Boys as one person. Like I'm kind of all three. I'm kind of all three of them as one.
I'm okay with that. I'll let it slide.
Then I'm having Post Malone.
That'd be dope.
Then I'm gonna have MGK. And then, all right, who's another white rapper?
I was about to say, like, you are repping the suburbs right now, bro.
So I can go like the top 5 white rappers I can think of.
Dude.
Because I saw like a tweet that someone's like listed like their top rappers of all time. It was Will Compton, and he is like
Vanilla Ice.
7 of them are white, and everybody's like, we're all listening to this guy about rap music, and she's like, dude, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Dude, drop in
And listen.
Fred Durst at number 5.
Ice
Yeah, number
Bag
5,
with
Macklemore.
Mac.
Disgraceful. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, you're selling out stadiums with that lineup.
You are, sadly.
You're probably
you
the best
are.
selling group of all time. Like it's.
That's unreal.
I miss those days, though, honestly. I feel like...
Remember when Macklemore won a Grammy over Kendrick and
Bullshit. But I feel like
Drake?
it still definitely happens, but I feel like more so like in the early 2000s, you would have those like powerhouses all teaming up on one song, you know? I could think of like We Taking Over, for example, if you know that record. That was fucking...
Well, I mean, DJ Khaled's whole thing was just.
Khaled, Akon, Lil Wayne,
Well, Khaled like
Birdman.
wasn't like Khaled's
T.I.
whole shtick is just I'm gonna take like a lot of rappers and just put them all on one track together. That's all he's ever done.
And it's great.
It holds him up.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm also gonna make my kid a songwriter on it
I miss those
for
records.
copyright
though.
law
I mean,
purposes,
I
which
think
is
that
genius.
Those are
It's
some of
really
the best,
smart.
dude. When you get...
Didn't Paul McCartney do that kind of shit too?
No, because I don't think Paul McCartney had like a 1-year-old kid when they had the Life Plus 70 rule.
Damn.
But also, Paul McCartney is
He loves
not
so-
alive anymore.
I don't know about that. I think Paul McCartney's very much alive.
No, he's been replaced.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm sorry. Same with Eminem.
Same with Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, all of them. Dead and gone.
Jesus.
Rest their souls.
Anywho, let's get back to...
That was a nice little exercise. Talk
It
about
was.
music
It
a little
was
bit.
good, yeah.
Let's get back to anything that you want to talk about from the Nashville program and what you got out of that into senior year of college.
I mean, I fell in love with Nashville. That's why I'm here now.
How long have you been in Nashville for, Joe?
About 2.5 weeks, I think. That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
So Joe moved
Yeah.
in the same weekend that my buddy Kyle K-Shay came down to visit, and then they had a bromance,
We are the dynamic duo.
and we got after it.
Can we edit in the photo of Joe and Kyle?
Yes, we
With the
can.
Hawaiian
We
shirt.
can. The one he's wearing right now.
I had
Yeah.
to in honor of K-Shay.
Can we just Photoshop like K-Shay
Like,
here for the
right.
whole podcast video?
Please?
No.
Because
Oh, okay.
that would make two things happen. That would highlight the bromance, and also my proclamation that Kyle Shay would be the 3rd permanent host going forward would be
But you're just a liar.
So, yeah, I'm just a liar. I'm a little fibber.
So Joe, continue.
So you like Nashville?
I do like Nashville, believe it or not.
What made you fall in love with it?
I don't know. It's a city, but it's not like New York or like Chicago, where it's all city. Like we're off like a pike, but it's a nice little neighborhood.
What is a pike? I'm still trying to figure that out.
It's like,
does anybody know?
I think it's a main road that has more than one lane.
Is it like Boston Post Road is the exact same as
That would make sense.
Murfreesboro Pike,
Yeah,
but
I don't call it Boston Post Pike.
the Post Pike.
Why
Post Road.
why are some things boulevards and lanes instead of streets?
All right, continue. Why you love Nashville? What you got out of the experience living here in 2020, and then senior year of college.
It was one of those weird things where like I wasn't 21, so I didn't like see the really touristy, just gutter drunk side of Nashville. But I got to live in a really cool little neighborhood. It was like I was on the I was off Nolensville Pike, so I got to. There was like a ton of cool, like really just pop up like Mexican restaurant stands, all like the whole street. So that was really cool just to see. Like it's a culture difference. It's like you have the main city, but there's so much more outside of it.
It's not as Irish down here as it is in Massachusetts.
Yeah, no,
That's for sure, dude. I mean,
that's why I feel very safe and at home at the Lost Patty. As a very Irish person, it is. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot more diverse down here, and it's cool. Like you get to meet a lot of really cool people. I said I loved my internship, and I figured out kind of what I wanted to do on the music side of it. Because we did that project in Jay's class where we were like look at a job and like interview people with that profession, make a whole presentation about it. A week into me picking the thing I thought I wanted to do, I realized I hated it. So now I had to bullshit a presentation about a job I didn't want. But through my internship, I found out a path that I did want to take, and I realized down here is the best place to try and do that. And even if I don't go in the route of music, like I applied for some football jobs because I really like football. I just didn't want to be up there. I needed a change of scenery, and I've been here before, and the city, it was a lot of fun. And when I came to visit when I was 21, I got to see the other side of it that I didn't really get to see. And then I loved it even more because it's just a party all the time. Everyone's so nice.
good music everywhere.
Because I remember
Broadway's always a party.
Broadway's electric. But I remember one of the first nights we were down here, we went to Hattie B's. Like, we got our food, we were just sitting eating, and there was someone in line, and they just looked over and like, oh, that looks good. What'd you guys get? And, like, my first reaction was like, are you fucking with me? Like, why are you talking? like, I don't know you. Are we trying to square up now?
Trying to
And I was like, oh, no, they're just nice down here. It's just different.
Yeah, Southern hospitality's real.
Like, I was not expecting it. So I'm like, you say that to anyone in Boston, there's a 50-50 shot that guy just stands up and punches you. Like, it depends on where you are, but like, you're not gonna get just this actual, just like genuine like warmth and like happiness of just being like,
they're not gonna be happy to answer your question.
yeah, like
in
they
Boston.
might, but also in Boston, there's a good chance they don't even ask it.
Yeah.
Which is why it took me so. It was like they'll answer you, but like if you catch a guy on a bad day, they will not hesitate.
See, what you do up there is you don't ask them what they got. You ask the cashier what they got.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what'd that guy get?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you ask that guy, and you're like,
Hey, yeah, everyone's
I
in
got
their
this,
own
like,
world.
why
in
you
a
looking-
rush
why
to
you looking
go
at my
somewhere.
food?
yeah, it's like, come on,
Mind your own fucking business.
yeah, exactly.
Fuck you, guy.
Like down here, that it's not really a thing. So there's all those like it's something new. I just wanted to get out. 22, fuck it.
Starting brand new.
Yeah, just new start. That's kind of the biggest thing, and that's what a lot of the we're talking with Moreee before we come down. Like make the most of it. And I didn't the first time, but COVID and tornadoes had something to do with that. But so I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna actually make the most of it.
It reminds me though of like saying making the most of it. Like I felt like I did for the time that I was here, but then it just got cut off. But like you were saying, you weren't 21 the whole time you were here studying. Like Jeff and Steve weren't either the whole time. Like I was the one buying them booze and shit, dude. And
Yeah, I was having Dan go out and buy me booze.
And I'd be going out like on Broadway with like fucking Brian or Elise, dude, just like going out with whoever could, you know. And I spent a fuck ton of money those first couple months. And fucking, I'm glad I did, honestly, because I got to have those experiences. Because then, like, say, like, you know, Steve, for example, was like, oh, or even all of us were all like, oh, like, we'll wait to do some other shit because we have time, you know? And then we ended up not having that time.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time at the house, which was fine. We went out. We tried, like, new restaurants and shit. It was a shame that we weren't able to go out and do bars and stuff, but, you know, I can do that now because I'm down here now. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to do more of is just, like, go out as much as possible. Even if I am hitting the same spot a lot, like we've gone to FGL a ton. But, you know, I'm going out. I'm not spending that night in my room watching Netflix. I'm spending it out, meeting people, doing stuff, getting experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad I'm doing that more this time around.
For sure, man. I'm so happy you're here. It's been a wild ride. You've only been here for 2 weeks, and it's been a fucking...
It's just the start of the summer.
So how long do your lease until?
14 months. So my lease is good until July.
End of June of next year.
End of June?
No, like we go into July. I think it's like...
Because you started in the middle of the month.
We started in the middle of May. So I think July 12th or 13th.
Yeah, and we got till
end of April. Are
you planning on renewing?
I mean, it's so far out.
Yeah, it's really a couple months before then. It's like, all right, is anybody gonna commit to moving here?
Yeah.
And we're gonna get a bigger place, or me and Kev just gonna stay here? I wouldn't mind it. I love this spot.
Yeah, I like this spot. I know the only person right now that would like move down, like as soon as our lease ends, is Sal.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to him yesterday. He's like, I'll move in with you like right away. I was like,
we'll just get a bigger spot.
Yeah, just get a bigger spot. He's like, we'll just put a down payment on a house. I was like, I don't know if I do that.
Well, I mean, that honestly might be a better move depending. Well, it also, at least, like you would know how committed you are to like staying down here.
Yeah.
After a year.
Like that's the thing. By February, like we'll know like what's going on.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like we're like in our early 20s. If we don't like try it for a year, if you don't end up actually liking it down here, go back to home base.
Bro, we fucking
find somewhere else to go.
Here,
Whoa,
what?
I don't see myself not liking it.
No,
here.
exactly.
Does somebody you live with not like it down here?
No, that's just one of the things I'm saying.
You talking some shit right now, Joe Moran?
I think Dan hates it. No, that's a lie.
No, Dan just hates going to Broadway and paying $15 for
Dude,
a mixed drink.
He's still mad about that vodka Red Bull. He's still mad about it.
Paid what, $16?
Yeah.
Dude, me and him looked at each other like, what are we doing?
I told him what the move is to just get like shooters and bring it to Broadway because they don't.
Yeah, you can
Like
they've
bring nits and
they've
shit.
never
Yeah,
pat us down a single
I've never
time.
been patted down.
They don't, because they have too much shit to deal with.
Like if they
to
have
worry
to,
about
like,
patting people down.
So you just bring that, do it in the
Should
bathroom or like out on the street, and then
Yeah,
get like a beer. And
yeah.
you're grooving,
Moving and grooving.
moving and grooving.
We have so many sayings that
moving and grooving.
stuck-
Get after. It's been a big one.
Get
What
after
else?
What a time.
Yeah, what a time.
What
to
a
be alive,
time.
for sure.
Who would have thought?
Twist my arm.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say less. That's
Just
a
my
big
arm.
one. I say less a lot.
Wicked. I don't say that.
Wicked
That's-
pissa.
Yeah, me and Joe definitely.
Do you guys say sloshed? That's such a dumb name. Like dumb term.
Sometimes.
Unless I was like slosh. That,
No,
that's
no.
Only
I don't. Yeah, like I don't say it sober.
You gotta be slosh.
Yeah,
To say fucking.
like I'll say like I usually go with fucked up, wasted, zooted.
Puffing on zooties.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else I use. It has to happen in the moment.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah,
Feeling it. That's
I'm feeling the buzz.
say that for everything. Because nobody knows exactly what that means.
Dude, I go
It's just-
hammered. I say hammered a lot.
Fucking hammer, dude.
Dude,
Not yet,
I'll
honestly,
do that.
but we will be.
Yeah, no. 3 beers, no fucking shot. 4 more.
It's Friday.
1.5
feeling
beers.
Saturday, Sunday, what? All right, so
Friday,
you've been here for 2 weeks. Let's do a little recap of what we've done since you've fucking been here.
So
You moved in Friday the 13th.
Yes, I moved in Friday the 13th.
KJ
that's
came
not a good
down.
sign. That's not a good sign.
Two.
Well, I mean, it's
Have
been
you
working.
seen dead people yet?
Just Dan every once in a while.
Just on Stranger Things.
just Chenzo the last week.
Dude.
So you moved in Friday.
Friday the 13th.
Saturday, Kyle came.
Saturday, you guys went out, and I
Yeah.
picked you up.
You picked us.
'Cause I was
Go
not
watch
gonna
the
get to
fucking
FGL house.
vlog.
So I was like, I'm just gonna pick you guys up.
Yeah. Because the line was just too long.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not waiting this, and it's already 1 a.m.
Then the next day we went to Kelly Daniels.
Yeah, we saw Kelly Daniels in the
And
afternoon.
I found the ears.
Yep.
I found the bunny ears.
We gotta throw the Vinny. Where we going? Where we going, Vinny?
Vinny, where we going next?
It's too funny. And then we hit Melrose.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Sunday
hit
night we
Mel-
hit Melrose up.
Mhm.
The greatest place on earth.
And then I just got fucking wasted in the room with Dan Monday night and Aaron. And then I was out of commission for a couple days. I was just sleeping. I'm like, this 4-day bender. And then you did
Then the weekend came back around.
then we had Friday and Saturday with Kay Shay out on Broadway.
And,
I got stickered up.
we must have put 20 fucking stickers on Joe's back. We had this random guy
No,
too.
the final tally was 17. I was keeping track of it.
17? Are you
17.
serious?
That was the peak of it.
There's no way. Were they falling off in the bar?
A little bit, some more.
Yeah.
It was like the total count ended up being 17 at one time.
I had no
It was the
idea.
entire bracket.
yeah, we went to
Bachelor.
see Kelly Daniels again, and then
I almost fought somebody.
I got humped.
Okay.
dude, I got humped.
It was all my fault too.
What? What did you do?
Well, I was talking to that guy. I was like, I put the stickers on your back. I was the one that started doing that.
Yeah.
I'll take credit. I'm taking credit for that because
We all
Because it
followed
caught
after.
like
everybody
wildfire.
followed me. Yeah, it caught on. But I was
People started buying me drinks
Once
so
we
they could
realized
put
Joe was
stickers
too
on.
So
hammered.
there's this like bald guy that was just dancing, having a great time, like spinning chicks around. Like I think they were with him. I don't know, but I was like, I cleaned my drink with him, whatever, and I pointed to Joe's back, being like, "Yo, are you seeing this shit right now that we're doing to this kid?" And then the guy just immediately just goes up and starts grinding on Joe.
It was like aggressive. Like it wasn't like a smooth grind. Like this guy like was like,
Well, he was in the bag.
oh yeah,
Like by the time that happened.
dude. But like he was
What,
fucking.
you just turn around like, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't see who it was. I think I waited till he was done. And then I turned around and I
he
saw
was there
him
for, like,
walking away.
He was like doing it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
then
dude,
he's like,
I
you
was
know,
like, what the
he like finished. Then Joe was like, "Did you just do that?"
Dude, I think I turned to someone like, did that just happen?
Because I remember me and Dan are just dying because we just saw the whole thing unfold. But like I almost fought people that night at that bar because Kelly Daniels, their guitarist, got into a car accident and was late. So they were trying to find a new guitarist to play.
Yeah.
And these girls were like, this is bullshit. Like, they should be playing right now. And I was like, hey, those are my boys. Like, they're waiting on their guitars. He got into a car crash. They're like, you don't need a guitar. I was like, yeah, you don't need to be a bitch.
Jeez.
And they're like, all right.
Yeah, dude, Kevin was trying to get tossed out of Alan Jackson's
Dude, I was
Good
trying-
Time Bar.
Honestly, like, that night I was trying to get into a fight.
This man Kev just wants to rumble.
Dude, after, like, working security, every now and then I was like, I just want someone to try something. But, yeah, so we went to Al Jackson's that night. And then we went over to FGL house.
Yep. All right.
That
That
is very
all that stuff's not going in the pod right there.
Dude, that's some quality shit.
It is, honestly, but like,
Chaz just doesn't want to talk about himself.
yeah, pretty much. And this situation that I have no idea what's going on.
He doesn't want the peanut gallery just weighing in on it.
I think this podcast
Get
is
it?
gone.
Peanut gallery. Me and Joe are allergic to peanuts. That's gonna go in the pod.
I'll straight up I'm fucking Yuri in Stranger Things. I'll just straight up eat that peanut butter, dude. Fucking
Did he spoil that for you?
Dude, I'm never gonna watch Stranger Things. So.
so
okay.
fucking good, dude.
I watched like half the first episode. I was like, this isn't for me.
So good.
At least you know.
Yeah.
At least you tried.
I'll try a little bit. And I was like, not for me.
It just gets better. Literally every season I think got better.
Yeah, see, that's
Maybe
the thing,
not. I
like,
think the first season was good, and the second season wasn't as good, and then the third season was really good, and then this fourth season,
This fourth season's fucked up.
very good.
But it's very good.
And there's still a whole other second half to it.
Yeah. And I think Obi-Wan comes out tomorrow.
yeah.
Next episode.
Episode 3 comes
So
out.
tonight at 11, so we just watch it at 11 tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just come over. Well,
Dude.
actually, we'll probably all be together.
Yeah,
by
I
then.
plan on grabbing. I got they're mini Ronas, like they're only
Oh, they're
7-ounce bottles, but like,
Perfect.
But I just threw
but
those
like
lines
that's
in
why
there.
I want to kill them all.
Yeah.
All
we'll
right.
do that. All right.
We have a few more things to touch on before we wrap this up. I want to wrap it up, though.
So,
Perfect.
Joe, how much is your rent? What's your income?
My income
What are
is
we looking
$0 because I'm unemployed as fuck.
What's the moves there?
What's the what?
What's the move there? What's the job search looking like?
Oh, I'm getting trained for this canvassing job for like nonprofits. It's not what I want to do, but it's good money.
What is canvassing?
I stand in the street and I'm like, will you please give money to this nonprofit? But ideally, I want to get into some kind of music management or like NFL front office scouting. Like I applied for a scouting thing, just like data scouting, or I'd just go to Vanderbilt home games and just fucking track stats. Right?
Piece of cake.
Exactly. So it's those are where I ideally want to end up, but where I am now, I'm okay with either working security if this doesn't pan out, or working this really.
So segueing off of that, like, what are some of your goals for the next 14 months while you're down here?
I definitely want to start working on my own music because I've never really done that before. So
Songwriting.
Yeah,
You're a songwriter.
songwriter.
That makes you a songwriter.
So I'm going to become a songwriter.
You already are. In
Thank
this
you.
moment, you're becoming one. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm blossoming.
Believe it, achieve it.
So like I said, I already started writing one. So I just got to once I get all my furniture and my desk and all that shit set up into my room, I'll be able to set up like my DAW and start really learning how to work DAWs and stuff.
Yeah. Pro Tools or Logic?
GarageBand because it's free.
True.
But probably Logic because I hated Pro Tools.
I like Pro Tools. It's just I hate how they don't, like, them and Apple just don't get along. So you got to wait like a year to update Pro Tools. But then every time you go, they're like, hey, please update Pro Tools. It's like, no, I can't because then it won't work.
Yeah. So
And Logic just works on that.
Yeah, Logic's just
'Cause it's
very
Apple.
easy
They get along
to
with Apple.
use.
Yeah, Logic just seems that's what all of our stuff was recorded on.
Yeah.
Our singles that we just got the mixes back on during this podcast.
For Fat Boys?
For Fat
Even
Boys.
though it seems like the Fat Boys' demise is...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it right now, but we have some stuff recorded. So we got 2 finished singles. So we're probably releasing a double single sometime soon. And that is going to drop sometime eventually. I don't know how long it will take. But we have 2 other, like, all the instrumentals are done on it. We just need vocals. And for our singer to write the lyrics.
So you just got to write the song and then you'll be good.
Yeah. So like I'm excited because it's fun. So I want to definitely start doing more of that. I want to get my job, get my career going. I think I just keep going out and having a good time, meeting people.
Facts. That's where I'm at, for sure.
Like I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest change I'm trying to make is not just being holed up and just keep going out, which I've done a good job of to start. So just always keep doing it. Just once or twice a week, go out, do something. At least when I start working, it'll sound worse than like, because when I'm unemployed, I feel bad only doing it once or twice a week. So I'm just sitting
At home
around
5 other days a week.
Yeah. But at least if I'm going to be working, I'll feel less bad about not going out and doing stuff. But like I know I want to go to a bunch of thrift stores tomorrow.
Ooh.
But I probably won't because the golf game, the match.
I want to hit up a couple of record stores like when I go after Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Bonner's gonna be a wild week,
Yeah.
dude. Holy shit. Dude. So, inspirations of yours, major influences in your life.
In my life, well, I mean,
Could be musically, anybody.
I got my main man, K-Dog. That's my dad.
I thought you were saying
I
fucking
thought you were gonna say
Kevin
me. I was
Wesley.
like,
Well,
I'm
I mean,
honored.
it could also be
You did
Kevin
say
West.
I was your hero at one point.
You
but
are my
You did
hero.
retract from that.
Well, no, I didn't retract it.
He has multiple heroes.
I have many heroes, and Kevin is one of them.
My heroes, the essential workers. They are heroes.
I worked in the grocery store during this pandemic, and I did not get compensated fairly. I didn't get my
Jim
bonus.
Sokolov, dude. Fucking
I bow to you.
Thank you. I know all of the produce. You know, my boys Shine Down. They're like I write music and I love. They're my main musical inspiration. I would say, I've seen them the most out of anyone. I plan on seeing them many more times.
So they were just here, dude. You missed them. They were,
I know. I'm pissed. They were in
Bridgestone.
Knoxville and they were in Memphis.
No, they were at Bridgestone too.
That's right. They were at Bridgestone.
So Shine Down.
Shine Down. They're the main musical one, of course. You know, Stand Atlantic, obviously. I've just been listening to the album once a day, all year.
You've already done it today.
I have listened to it today.
How long is the album?
It's only like 36 minutes.
All right, that's fair. You know,
Yeah.
shorter songs. That's easy. You
Yeah,
know.
because it's 14 songs, but one of them is like an outro.
Do they have an intro?
They don't.
Strange.
No, it's like when it seems like an outro, it's basically just like a 30-second clip of
Oh, okay.
Bond just like talking in the booth, like I'm doing the tagline, and then they just start dicking around in the studio. But yeah, no, it's like 13 songs. I think the longest is like 3.5 minutes. So it's a quick power listen, you know.
Yeah.
Quick catchy songs, you know, where
That's all you need.
the industry's kind of moving.
I do want to listen
Yeah,
to that.
TikTok's
whole
really
thing.
changed the whole industry with just being
I
like,
know, I
you
gotta
need a
get on
minute
TikTok,
catchy
man.
song.
Yeah, like a lot of people now are writing songs to like get that 10-second sound bite for TikToks and shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's more just get the quick hook. The rest of it doesn't matter as long as you have the hook.
To me, though, like writing hooks is the most difficult thing, and what I've tried to improve upon. I've always thought like my verses were always pretty solid, but like writing a catchy chorus is very difficult to do.
Which is what's it's kind of wild about the way Pat writes for Fat Boys, because he would always come up with the hook first, and we would write from the chorus out. Like, if he couldn't come up with a hook in his head, then he would like, we're not working on this right now. We'll come back to it later. He needs the hook, because once he gets the hook, he can kind of make everything around
Figure
it.
out what, because the hook is usually like the
Main idea.
main idea,
Yeah.
like the sum of the song, like what the point you're trying to make
Yeah.
is the
Yeah,
hook.
and even then,
I
he
feel
won't even
that.
come. He needs the melody first. Like he'll come up
Yeah.
with the melody, and then he'll come up with words around that melody, and it's like, okay, now I know what's up.
I like that process.
Yeah, like we don't have very collaborative lyric writing. I think we have one song, probably our biggest song, you know, with our 6,000 streams on the shitty version.
That's still pretty solid, dude. I
Oh,
don't have more than 2,000 views on a song, so that's
Yeah, we got on a couple playlists for a little bit, but again, it sucks because it's the shittier version of the song. Because
that's completely subjective, though.
well, no, like we recorded and released a bunch of singles when I was in Nashville the first time, because we recorded them right before I went down for the program, and then we finished recording the album that summer of
2020.
2020, so it was 2020, yeah. And so when we recorded the rest of the songs, but we didn't re-record anything on the new ones, but they got remixed and properly mastered, because when we did the singles originally, they didn't get mastered correctly. Because the guys that we sent it to were just assholes and just put it through like a little mastering program that like auto masters it. So like there's so much sound quality loss on it.
Oh yeah.
So then we did it right the next time, and it just sounds better. But the one that has all the streams, and because it has all the streams, gets pushed more than anything else in our algorithm, is the worst sounding version, in my opinion.
Well, at least it's getting played.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, I check every once in a while. Like, we only have 79 monthly listeners, but like, every week we get like 80-something streams in total. So it's not wild, but like, we also don't promote it, really,
Yeah.
so... But we're probably going to promote the shit out of these singles as like a last-ditch effort to see if we can make it work. Like, oh my God, it caught.
Stay together for the singles.
Yeah, stay together for the singles.
Just get over to your shotgun, bud. I am your host, V motherfucking Chenzo. We're here with Joe Moran of Fat Boys and Little Men.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna go so.
Where are we going next, Vinny?
I don't know, man. We'll see where the summer takes us, dude. We're just getting started over here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, here we go.
Make sure that's not go on the fucking interface.
He did it
Right
like
next to
he
you.
did it like a pro. Unlike you popping champagne.
Oh boy, we're about to see my skills to the test again, dude. That's a pretty fat opening.
Of course it is. Oh, dude, what's that say? All the power, all about the money. We stay hungry, we devour.
It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry.
I'm your host, Kevin Liss. This is the Endless Enjoyment Entertainment Podcast presented by Kevin Liss and Chenzo.
Yes, sir. With
Yes!
our guest star, Joe
New
Moran.
host. Let's go.
Part-time. Minimal spillage. Oh.
That was pretty quick. Uh-oh. Is it making his
No
teeth
finish?
feel
He
bad?
didn't
Did he
finish?
finish?
No, my teeth, I can't feel my teeth right now.
Mans can't feel his teeth. Well, Joe, anything you want to say, promote?
At this point, no. I mean, maybe those new singles that Fat Boys is going to have coming out eventually.
Or go stream the album?
Oh, yeah, I guess you could stream the album, too. It's just...
Something could be nothing.
Yeah, something could be nothing. By
Came out
just
almost a year, pretty much a year ago.
Over a
came
year
out.
ago, May 21st last year. We dropped it. I was in Nashville when we dropped it, so it's poetic. Usually search Fat Boys and Little Men on anything, you'll find us, because who else would call anything that?
What was it? Little
Fat Boys and Little Men.
No, little
Fat Men. Yo,
and
Fat
Little
Men and Little Boys.
All right. Appreciate you tuning in if you're listening right now to the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. We just getting started here in Nashville, Tennessee. This was our 4th episode in Nash. And we just getting started, like I said. Much love. Thank you for supporting. Kev's hiding in the corner over there. We getting turned up. Looking forward to what the summer holds. Goddamn, what a time to be alive. You and yours, first me and mine. Okay, yes sir. V Chenzo, Kevin Liss, Joe Moran on the pod. Episode 24 in the books. R.I.P. Kobe. Fuck you.